Video 4, and here's where the fun really begins. So what I want to do now that I've created this page is I want to assign this page as a task, as an assignment. So I'll go back into my Teams. I'm up the top here in assignments, and I want to create an assignment. Now, if you've been doing this already, you'll know that on a laptop it just says create. If it's on an iPad, in the top right hand corner there's a little plus sign. You click on that and it brings up a very similar page. You then need to fill in a little form. Now you have the option here of creating an assignment from scratch, creating a quiz that uses a form that you've pre-created, or from an existing assignment. So if you've already got an assignment you use with another class and you want to use it with this class as well, you can click there and go through until you find that assignment. I'm going to create a brand new one from scratch. So it gives you a little form to fill in. So I'm going to call the title of this Scotland's 1285. My instructions here could be something as simple as read the page and complete task 1. Now what I want to do is add resource. Now if you've been using assignments before, again, you might be used to this, that you're adding resources from OneDrive, so it might be a PowerPoint or a Word document, you might be putting in a link to a website, you might be uploading from somewhere else. What you want to do this time is click on Class Notebook. This will now allow you to attach pages from your class notebook to this assignment. So I'm going to go to Content Library, which is where I know I've got my page 1285, follow through the different sections, and then there's the page there that I've just created, Scotland's in 1285. I'm going to attach that page. It's then going to ask me, where do I want to put that page in the student folder? So I'm going to ask them to put it in, just put it in their class notes. Now, if I'd been a bit more organised, I might have labelled one of these sections Scottish Wars of Independence. I've not, but you can do that beforehand. I'm going to click on class notes for just now, click done. Now what that means is when I set this assignment, that page that I've created will automatically distribute itself to the student section, and they will then be able to edit it within their own folder. And they can all edit it and do different things to it, but it'll only appear to them with what they've done to their task, to their page. Now you can, whilst I'm here, you can add points. So you can add sort of marks to this. So let's say I've created a question that's a 5-mark question. I can actually attach 5 marks to this question so that when I go and mark it, I can give it a mark out of 5. I can also add a rubric to the question. So let's say, oh, there's my gin marking. I'll show you that later. But you can actually add a rubric as to what students have to do to get an excellent, good, fair or poor. You can at any point change these titles. It might be what they need to do to get a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, etc. You can add in extra categories. You can then save this rubric and use it again in the future. So you don't need to keep creating a new one every time you give a very similar question out. You can then decide if you want to assign that assignment just to one class, or you can, if you wish, assign it to more than one class. If you're assigning it to more than one class, they do all have to have a notebook already set up. You also have the option here of assigning to all students or to individual students. So let's say I only want to give this to Miss Marsden, I would click on her name. So this could be useful if you're providing differentiated work and you don't want to give it to the whole class, it's just 1 or 2 students. You can go in and individually assign that class, that page to those students. You can then decide when you want the assignment to be due by and also set a time. You can, if you wish, if you go down the bottom to where it says edit, and this is all the same on your iPad and on the laptops, go to edit and you can choose if you want to schedule to assign that task in the future. So let's say I'm just being really prepared and I'm setting up a lesson for next Monday. Rather than setting it for tomorrow, or today, sorry, I'm going to go to next Monday and it'll appear for next Monday. Because the due date is currently before the post date, I'm going to have to change the due date as well to next Wednesday. I can even set a close date so that students can't access this and edit it after the close date. I'm going to click done. I then click on schedule, and that will distribute that task to everybody as an assignment, as well as distributing the page to each of their class folders.